Hello, everybody, and welcome to the living room, not the locker room. He's Wolf. I'm Tunch. Hey, Wolf, you got pants
hello,
on?
my friend. Again. Say hello. Say hello.
All right, hello. Do you got pants on?
Of course I do. Well, okay, I got shorts, actually. My Steeler shorts. But you got to have pants on. If you don't have pants on, what kind of man are you?
Well, you know what? Since this COVID thing hit, I've been wearing shorts and sweats every day.
That's exactly it. Exactly.
Yeah. So the day before yesterday, Wolf and I recorded Man Up. The Man Up conference has been for 8 years. Ed Glover and Mike Tomlin have come together 8 years ago and started a conference for fathering the fatherless, being a good dad, and it's been a great. And we saw Ben.
How about that? Jaluch, he walked in and, man, first thing I noticed was the beard was trimmed. Oh, did that look good? The beard was just nice, right? But did you see the kind of shape he looked in?
Oh, wow.
The dude's been doing something. The dude has been training. He's been training. You don't get in that kind of shape looking like that unless you're doing some serious working out.
Yeah, Ben is in great shape. He's trim. I think he's going to have a great year. He's hungry. He's focused, and he's been throwing the ball. And he's looking sharp, And he talked about his testimony. He talked about Jesus. He talked about being a husband and a father, and it was great. And then Mike Tomlin gave a great speech, and it was awesome. And
don't forget Clint Hurdle.
Yeah,
Clint was there. The ex-Pirates GM. He's a terrific guy. What a dude.
Yeah.
I really like the guy. But I'm interested because, we've not seen these guys at all. Think about it. We have OTAs. We got mini camps. We got all sorts of that sort of thing going on. So you get to look and evaluate, and you get to judge, and and so all we've heard are like little things from James Conner, and you got other guys that they have worked out with Ben and. Yeah, okay, sounds like Juju's talking about it. Yeah, the zip is on the ball. So you don't get to see it yourself, but you got it through a second person. But when he walked in, man, I'm telling you what, he just really, seriously, he looked ready to battle for a Super Bowl run, baby.
And it was great seeing Coach Mike Tomlin and Ben. Yeah. But, this is the 8th time we've done Man Up, and it is just a great event. Usually 1,500 guys show up.
Right.
And there's we have pastors from the Pittsburgh area doing the breakout sessions, and we have a keynote. But this year it's a little different. Ed Glover and Mike Tomlin are going to be the keynotes, and it's going to be on Saturday. June 20th, the day before Father's Day. If you want to sign up, you can. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a great conference.
It'll be excellent. Now, taking Ben and kind of moving forward with it, Chaluch, I think all roads lead to Ben this year. What say you, my friend? Huh?
Yeah, you know what? He is, he is hungry. He is focused. He is in great shape. I think he's going to be having a great season. I'm going to make a prediction. The Steelers are going to the Super Bowl this year. I'm
feeling that magic, my friend. I mean, I think all the way back to – I look at Chase Claypool, right? I mean, this guy is already infected with the Heinz-Ward disease. He says, I like blocking. I want to block. You like that. I like 6'4", 240. The guy's got a 40-inch vert. He's sub 4'4". What don't you like about this guy? What he can add? You had Eric Ebron. You had Vance McDowell, Juju. You got a big, basically.
I love this Chase Claypool. He is very physical, and when I saw him running routes, and he swam guys, he'd club them, and they'd cartwheel.
Did you see that? Yeah, it's like get out of my way, boom. I love that. So how about the fact that he's Canadian? I didn't really realize it didn't settle in at first, you know. I wonder if I'm good. First thing I'm going to ask him when I see him, I'm going to ask him, tell me the difference between a toque and a toboggan. Because, you know, a toque is what you do in El Canada, right? You wear the toque. Toboggan is Pittsburgh, it's West Virginia, that sort of thing.
And I love the addition of Eric Ebron with Vance McDonald. It's thunder and lightning. I've said that before. Vance McDonald's the physical guy, and Eric Ebron's the touchdown maker. He is he is such a great athlete. He's got such a great catch radius, and so does Chase Claypool. We've got some tall receivers now. We've got some tall guys, and it's going to be great. I'm very excited.
I love it. Now let me ask you this: when I think about it, I say all roads lead to 7 or lead to Ben, right? Yeah. Well, how does Ben make your defense better, Chaluch?
Yeah, well, Ben scoring. Right. When we played the Miami Dolphins with Dan Marino in the '84 playoffs, in the '84 AFC Championship game, we were dominating the game in the first half. But then Marino came to life. He threw, we were having 12, 14 play drives for touchdowns. Right. He was having 2 and 3 play drives. And I remember when Webby said that the defense was walking off the field, he goes, can you just slow him down a little bit?
Yeah, because it was a hot day in Miami in January or late December, whatever it was when we were there. No, it was in January. And it was a hot day. We'd been practicing in cold weather. And, it was so funny because the one time when Webby, he threw the Gatorade, remember? And he goes, come on, defense, because in 2 plays, Marino was already past the 50-yard line after we were scoring to go, you got to be kidding me. Yeah. So, here's the thing that you love about the fact. And when I think about it, with Ben, you've got the running game is going to be better because they're not going to be able to pack everybody in the box. The passing game is going to be better because the man can throw the rock, right? It's going to play off. But the defense is going to be better because he's going to control the ball, control the clock. He's going to be able to put points on the board. You're going to have teams coming from behind because think about it. Last year with 3 different quarterbacks, what'd you have? You constantly you getting the lead was – there wasn't much of a lead. You only scored, 2 touchdowns, I think, was the most output offensively. You've got to be able to put them points on the board so the defense can pin those ears back and come at it. You know what I mean?
So, we got Deontay, Juju, James Washington. It's going to be I think it's going to be a high-scoring offense. And speaking of high-scoring offense, hey, did you hear AB was practicing with Dwayne Haskins, and they asked Ron Rivera, the new head coach of Washington, the Washington Redskins, are you going to sign Antonio Brown? And he avoided that. He said, well, we got young receivers. We don't want to stifle their development, and
Chaluch, they say there was somebody who counted up the words. He spent over 400 words saying no, essentially no, but I don't want to come out and say why I don't want to say no. But
nothing. Yeah.
No, that's the way it goes. So, I will tell you this. You know who they did sign, that being the Steelers. How about you got Mike Hilton and you got Matt Filer. Both guys.
Oh, yeah. 3.259 million.
Oh, wow. Look at the guy who says, I don't like statistics. You come up with the monies, huh?
Yeah, well, you know what? Because our 4th year, we were making $55,000.
I know. I was thinking, let's see, 37.5, 42.5. I think I jumped in 50 in my 3rd year because I was a starter early on.
25, 35, 45, 55, my 4th year. Yeah.
Wow, man.
I remember.
Things changed.
Yeah.
But think about the importance. Number one, let's talk about Mike Hilton. You know what? You got to have a nickelback like this dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The fact that he doesn't have the injured elbow like he had the year before, because think about it. First of all, he's small in stature. Okay, right. So any sort of physicality, he's got to have all the appendages working. You can't be down an elbow when you're only, Mighty Mike 5'8", whatever he is, and a $190 or whatever. You know what I mean? You got to have everything because you jam those tight ends. Remember when he went toe-to-toe with Rob Gronkowski?
Right.
Remember? Yeah, you're like going, what a mismatch, but he made the play. I mean, that's what I love about this cat. He competes hard no matter where he's at, and the fact is he's still got that ability to come off the corner edge. He can hide himself and all those things. Very, very cool. I'm glad they signed this guy.
You know, he's got great timing on blitzes, and he is great at disguising them, backing off, coming down. And then one of the things I love about him, he low bridges a lot to the offensive guards when they pull, and he makes plays. You know, he's a good tackler. You know, and he's a good nickelback, and he just keeps making plays. So, and Matt Filer, do you think Matt Filer is going to play left guard or right tackle?
I think right tackle. I think Stefan Wisniewski. I think the fact you got Wizard in there. That and the fact that, think about this. Next year, you're going to be able to put 2 guys up from the practice squad, you know, and put them and dress them and then be able to, without passing through waivers and everything. Okay? So now you can take your backup center. Because, you know, I've long said, ever since I had that conversation with Bruce Arians, BA, some years ago, he always said, it makes me extremely nervous to put my backup center in the starting lineup. You know, and that's always been the kind of thing that keeps you a little bit hairy, scary if you're an offensive coordinator. So now you can plug in Stefan or let Stefan battle for the position. But I think he's the guy, right? This guy did 2 Super Bowls and got 2 rings for not being able to get the job done. But the other thing about it is you can also have a backup center backing up Marquise and be able to dress him for just that position.
You know what the rule that I can't stand is that I think everybody should get a hat.
Right.
And I think everybody should get a hat. And but you know, you make the team, you should get a hat.
I think it's coming. I don't think it's too far away at some point in time. I think they're going to have to move to something like this. But the fact of the matter is, as far as for next year or this coming year, is that I think Stefan plugs in and you got Matt Filer playing the right tackle position. So now you got Al and you got Chooks and you got Big Zach. They got to battle out for the tight end, for the swing tackle, that sort of thing. We'll see. I'm interested. You know, you got your core guys, and now you got some of the young bucks coming up because, of course, Big Ragu, he retired, and God bless him, the best purveyor of the 7-layer lasagna ever heard of.
We never had the lasagna.
Well, you know what? I got it from I know. I talked to him, but I said, you know, you really dissed us because if you should take care of the old guys, right? The old guys. We should have, but I know just talking to people, he was just tremendous at it. You know what? I let me put it this way. Dermontti Dawson, remember, he used to make chocolate chip cookies, and they were fabulous. They were fabulous, but lasagna beats chocolate chip cookies any day.
Any day. Hey, the NFLPA and the NFL Management Council have been talking about the preseason. The rumor has it that there's only going to be 2 preseason games. What do you think about that?
You know, that's interesting because you're talking about 5 games coming into this year, now talking about 2 games. So I'm Marquise Pouncey. I'm going, I like it. You know, I'm Ben. I like it. But, of course, this might be the one year where Ben goes, I'd like a little bit more reps. But the fact of the matter is it's going to be like riding a bike for Big Ben. No problem. You know what I mean?
Do you think it's going to be a longer training camp because no TAs, no mini camps, and so I've heard that there's going to be a bigger run up for camp.
Chaluch, this is what scares me. Do you remember we always talk about, you know, you come late into training camp and what's the first thing that happens? You get hurt. Because everybody else is progressing along, getting the hitting done. And what people don't understand, and it's hard, you got to balance this. But with the new CBA and all the restrictions against hitting, because we understand CTE and head trauma, all this stuff, it's important, all right? But at the same time, you got to condition the body to be able to receive a blow and to give a blow. And you can't get it any other way. You can't lift enough weights. You can't run enough miles. You can't do enough sprints. You can't push enough cars, all the crazy things that we used to do. But the fact of the matter is, you've got to be able to get some hitting in. And people that say, no, it's all about, you don't need that sort of, hey, listen, I tell you this, and you know it. You came to my gym, how many years? 20 years, right? You come to my gym. Boxers. Can you imagine stepping in the ring, the first time you step in and you spar, and all you ever did was hit the mitts? And the first time you get hit with a straight right?
Right.
You've got to be able to handle the blow and condition yourself to be able to handle the blow. And you only get that by getting in the ring and taking a few shots.
Well, when we used to spar, you cauliflowered my ear.
Well, that's because you broke my nose, but let's not go about who broke who or did what, okay? That was it just came down to who's going to pick up lunch, okay? But the fact of the matter is, here's the thing about it. You've got to be able to condition your body, and what worries me is that we might not get enough hitting in. And I got to tell you, folks, you need a minimum amount of hitting, but not even a minimum. You need a good and you got to keep track of it. And Mike does a great job of making sure the guys get enough hitting. But it worries me because when you try to rush and compress things, you don't give the body enough time to adjust to the violence that's about to happen.
Well, there's no more headbutts. No more headbutts. Yeah.
I can remember when, I tried to explain them. Do you remember our first time we practiced in Three Rivers with rookies when we just had, when we came, they brought us in and it was just orientation weekend. We were in helmets, T-shirts, shorts, and we were doing live one-on-ones on the field at Three Rivers.
Right.
That was it. Remember, there were fights.
Pass rush.
There were head slaps. Gee, how'd that happen? People cut each other. Who did that?
Yeah. So the rumor has it.
No, I mean cutting in the legs. But the fact is, I just think, Chaluch, you're going to have to you need a head coach who is really tuned into his guys. Yeah. And Mike is a guy who's really tuned into his guys.
So, the rumor has it that training camp's going to be at Heinz Field.
How about that? I think that's more than rumor. It's a done deal, buddy.
Yeah.
Now, think about this. You're going to have all the people working down at Heinz Field, and you're going to have just one field. There's no, remember the practice field we used to have when we walked from Three Rivers and we'd walk through the parking lot?
Right.
And it was right by the underpass or the overpass, whatever you call it.
It was, people would stop and start watching practice.
Remember the cars would be around and you get all the fumes and the exhaust, the cars running, you're like going, oh my good golly, this stinks.
Yeah. So the Pro Football Hall of Fame is opened up on Wednesday. So. Oh yes,
okay. Well, but you know what? How are you gonna? This is crazy. How are you gonna social distance? Football. Are you gonna just go zone coverage? I mean, maybe you can't play man. I don't know. I mean, I sit there and go, you've got to social distance a locker room, but you're with guys that you're blocking and tackling. How is this not going to happen?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got to tell you, truthfully, as you were talking about doing the man-up conference, they social distanced the donuts.
Yeah.
I mean, I was getting cardio moving from one table to the next, just picking up some donuts, man.
Yeah, you ate about 50 donuts.
We had a little issue there. But the fact is, you're going to have training camp at Heinz Field. And I wonder this, are folks going to be able to sit in the stands? Can you come and watch?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, we're going to have to wait and see on that as we come along here. Hey, also, I wanted to talk about this because Dick Hoke has been nominated by the Pro Football Writers Association. He's been nominated for an award, and that was a Lifetime Achievement Award for the Paul Dr. Z or Zimmerman Award. Remember Dr. Z from Sports Illustrated and all that?
Yeah, he used to have the All-Pro. He used award. Dr. Z's All-Pro team.
Yeah, but this is that was the guy that had first. That was the big thing back in our day, right? But he's a longtime writer, and he's got this. They've got an award for him named after him, and it's given to an NFL assistant by the Pro Football Writers Association. And Hokie is one of 8 candidates for an honor, and it'll go to 2 recipients in 2020. So that's going to be announced on June 22. So we'll keep hoping for Hokie, because I got to tell you, I love Dick Hoke. He was 35 years coaching with the Steelers under Chuck and Bill Cowher. Went how many Super Bowls? I think it was 6 of them, 7 of them, whatever it was. The guy is first class. He was a great coach. He was a great player. Played 9 years.
Right.
For 10 years for the Steelers. And I look at that and I don't know. I hope he wins it. He was significant in our careers.
Right, 44 years in the Steeler organization, and he was approached for being an offensive coordinator or a coach, and everyone wanted to interview, but he was so content in just being a running backs coach, and he coached. Frankie Pollard, Walter Abercrombie. He coached Merrill Hodge, Tim Worley, and Jerome Bettis, and he was a great coach.
Absolutely. I loved, one time, remember when we're always talking about how many pads you wear, because on hot days, Mike Webster, remember Webby? Like when we played in Dallas at one time, it was over 90 degrees, and it was 9:00 at night, and it was so hot. He didn't wear thigh pads, didn't wear knee pads. Now, today that's common. Back in our day, if you got a thigh bruise or you banged your knee and you didn't have a pad, Chuck just went ballistic on you. Or remember the hip pads, right? And I remember Dick Hoke, we were talking about it. Hoke, he said, man, I wore every pad I can get. I had the hip pads, I had the tailbone pad, I had the pad upon the pad. He said everything he could pad up with, he padded up with back in the day.
Well, I remember you got a hip pointer. And you weren't wearing your hip pad. And Tony Parisi slipped you a
you remember that? He goes, put this in there. And I was just sitting there, and I did. I put him in, and Chuck came over about 30 seconds later, and he looked in it. He saw the hip pads.
Yeah.
Never pointed out the fact that I had a hip pointer there. Woo.
Oh, yeah.
Such is life.
Yeah, such is life. So that's a wrap.
That's a wrap for this week, baby.
Yeah.
It's good seeing you, Chalucha. It was fun to hang out with you this week. We got the social distance hug, to yours and your bride and your kids, and lots of love, Chalucha. Always good to hang with you, man.
Love you too. And if you want to be part of the Man Up Conference on Saturday, June 20th, you can register online.
I already was. What do you mean? Oh, you're just never mind.
I'm talking about. I'm giving it a commercial.
This is what Zooming is like.
Yeah.
I say what?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
So long, everybody, and God bless. And thank you for joining us.